everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash Talk. And as everyone knows on Trash Talk, I like to bring quality episodes of importance. And in today's episode, we've actually got a guest that's already been on under like a little bit of a different circumstance. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up? I'm ZeroNeedsCoffee. I go by Zero now. I just make dumb YouTube shorts, pretty much, and I'm just kind of here to clear a few things up and just kind of talk about the future, pretty much, and clear
Yeah,
some things.
yeah. Unlike a lot of other episodes that I would usually do, I'd usually ask about content, drama, stuff like that, right? And of course, we speak about
Mm,
content like going forward in the future and stuff like that. Of course, like you've already been here, we've already spoke a lot about that, and I feel like just to set the
yeah.
scene, Zero was involved in a certain situation that sort of damaged his credibility like heavily, right? There was a couple of videos produced, whatever, right? And I
Mm.
think that's fair to say, right? That like a lot of people like view you in a certain light, in a certain way. That's what you're here, right? To like show that you're growing as a person and you're trying to move forward.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Like, it not even just about that situation. It like even before, dude. Like before
Yeah.
that shit, I was just kind of like this, or I would say I was more viewed as it than I actually was, but I was a little bit of like this egotistical asshole,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Even before that,
And
like even the last time I was on here, like
mhm.
last year, it was even bad then. So, I'm just
Yeah.
something to just, just talk about it.
And I'm hoping that we can just sort of just like lightly touch on the stuff before that other situation of just like before like your credibility was damaged like more than it already was. You were like seen as this quite like egotistical guy with like commentary stuff, a couple of videos were dropped and stuff,
Yeah, man.
and you've seen as this and painted, and I'm hoping you won't mind me saying this as this like egotistical guy who only really cares about numbers and stuff like that, right? And for
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
like moving forward, like of course, like I feel like with recent situation that sort of like got pushed to the back. But how are you trying to move forward with that to like repair your image as just like a guy overall?
Well, basically, I think it just boils down to making better decisions, pretty much.
Hmm.
Like, I've made so many just shitty decisions, bro. Like even before the situation, like even just like with the shit with Veshremi, just so many just dumb decisions. It's like back then I was just so like I don't know the word. Like like on edge or like aggressive. Like I don't even know what the word is, but
Naive? Would that be
that's the main thing.
like yeah, like I feel like there was a lot of mistakes made, right? Which sort of culminated
Yeah.
in a lot of like the Twitter drama that was seen between Rome and a couple other people and stuff. Where like I heavily put it down to you being naive and just sort of like exploding, right? You exploded rapidly and
Yeah, and
you gained a lot of
everything, bro.
subscribers very quick. Yeah, it was like you popped off massively with the short sort of stuff and became like this massive shorts content creator. And
Mm,
I guess as well, right? Well, when people think about you, of course, there's stuff that they do think with certain situations and stuff, but a lot of it is that you're like egotistical, naive, and stuff like that. And like, how are you? Of course, you said like you're gonna make better decisions and like make better choices and like wording and stuff like that. But like, of course, the actions speak louder than words. Like, how are you going to
right.
try and show that? Like, of course, like you said about wanting to make a comeback into the community and stuff. Is there any way that you're thinking of probably trying to show that, or like, or what's your sort of plan with all that?
Yeah, there's a few ways. I was thinking of I just wanted to kind of come back to Twitter and just maybe type up I just wait longer, kind of just dropping some apologies and
Mhm.
just, a few things like that.
Yeah.
And this has been something I said a few times. And it's basically, I think it's probably a meme at this point, but just a few times I've even tried to do this was fix my fucking content, fix my channel. Like I could go on a tangent about that. I don't know if you're all right with that, but that's
Yeah.
another thing. It's just I feel like if I start just making better content, it'll kind of fix my image as well. So I feel like if I just come back, drop a twit longer, just put everything on the table, come on here and just kind of just be transparent, and then on top of that, just kind of show that I can just be in the community and not just cause shit to just fucking burn down and turn into a hellscape every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then hopefully that can just start to set me on the right track, and I could just not
Mhm.
be enemies with everyone.
Yeah. Like
But
I feel like because of like the past, I'd say past half a year, maybe more than that now. I feel like a lot of people, regardless if they know you or have had a conversation with you, from whatever they've heard, from whatever situation, I feel like you've got a bad reputation with a lot of people, and it seems like that's something you
Right.
want to try and fix, right? So you don't have a bunch of enemies or a bunch of people that heavily dislike you. Of course, there's always going to be trolls, always going to be someone that dislikes you, but it seems like you're on the path of redemption and that you want to become this sort of person that people don't look at as like a, I don't know, maybe like a commentary lolcow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically. Like it's just I hate that word locale, but it's kind of like it's what I'm getting to at this point, man. Like it's getting pretty bad, you know. Like
Yeah,
there's just the meme of just the guy who just spams Zong shorts and then just like boasts a subscriber count. And it's like, damn, like and then like you start to see it in other people too, and you're like, yo, like I started the meme of like spam shorts and just act like a fucking asshole. You know,
yeah,
it just fucking sucks, man. I'm sorry,
yeah.
it just
Yeah.
fucking sucks, man.
It's like I almost feel like your reputation became less about content long form and more about like being egotistical, certain situations and shorts, right?
Yeah,
Which is like I feel like it got all driven from personality, right? So there was none of that like little stuff anymore, like the Buster Live sort of stuff or anything. Where it's like, look, he's a content creator, he's getting involved
yeah,
with some situations and stuff. It was now painted as your enemy number one, right? And I get that under the circumstances, right? There was a lot of people that dropped a lot of videos, and there was a lot of situations going on, right? And I hope you won't mind me
hmm
mentioning this. Is there was a lot of people that even after the most recent sort of stuff were still coming for your throat, right? Hopping on videos. I know I hopped on a video, like talking about the whole situation and talking about just you as
Oh,
a
okay.
person and everything. Like this is a deleted video. This was months ago, by the way.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I don't really watch
uh,
videos about myself.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I try
Like this
not. I
isn't
try to
recent.
avoid them.
Yeah, yeah, that's all good. But yeah, this was like this wasn't like recent stuff or whatever. This was a couple of months ago.
Okay.
And I feel like even then, I feel like people are painting you as this enemy number one, and I feel like it's calmed down a lot. And I know that fucking I don't really care anymore,
Mm.
right? And there's a lot of people that don't care.
Yeah.
But it's almost like regardless if they don't care or not, it's almost like they've still got that image of you in the back of their mind, right? And I think that's
Pretty
the bigger
much.
issue here as well. Is that like people don't actively, a lot of people don't actively go out and say things about you, but it's more that there's still that image of who they think you are.
Yeah, like I just left like this shit stain on the commentary community. You know, like
Yeah.
I just done so much shit that I just regret doing that I thought I was just like cool for back
Hmm.
then. Like, oh god, like even like it's just cringy shit, man. Like even back when I think I mentioned this a second ago, but the Vestermi thing where remember I told you and I was like, yo, this is Vestermi when he sees me grow. Like when I said that, like I thought I was the shit, bro. And now I think back and I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot, right?
Well,
Like
yeah.
damn. Or or like even like smaller dramas I got into. Like the only drama I was in that I feel like I took like a definitive like W on and was space was the shit with Jaden or Jalen. But
Yeah.
everything besides that, it was either a situation of like, why do you even give a fuck about trying to make a hit piece in this YouTuber that has like 100 subs, or like just like 14-year-old fucking energy basically, and it was just cringe as fuck. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
don't
feel like
know. I'm
people
just
often went
hoping
off the
that
rails. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
It was
bad.
almost, yeah, like it was almost from my perspective as well, right? Of the like looking in, like of course, like I've known you from the point of the Jalen stuff, right? So what,
Yeah,
fucking a year now, a year ago, and
about a
like
year.
that's where I sort of found you, right? You had like 5K or whatever, and I remember watching some of your videos and like doing things, and it felt like there was a stark contrast between the person that I'd met and spoke to about Jalen, and between like in December the person I was speaking to now, who was making tweets like 100K, everyone and their nan is 100K. Like I want to push for like a
God.
million, right? Which is not good enough, right?
Oh god.
And
Wait, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know why I said that, right? So it's like I don't think I ever got to really explain what that even meant. So when I was like, yo, everyone in their grandma has 100K, let me push for a million now. When I typed that shit, it was another case of when I typed that shit, I thought it was cool. I thought I was like, yo, this guy had 100K, that's nothing to him. He's about to, yo,
yeah,
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And then I put up the tweet. I put up the tweet, and like 2 days later, everybody's like, "Yo, Zero's like such a fucking asshole." It's like, maybe I
Yeah.
was, maybe I was, but like, and then I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck? I can't delete it now, or else I can't step back on what I said now." So it's like, there's so many shitty decisions of me thinking I was cool and shit because I finally got some clout and didn't know how to handle it, and just me just being a fucking dick, man. Like that's what that was. I don't think I ever cleared that up before because that's some shit everyone always gets on me for. Was everyone and their grandma is 100,000. That's
Well,
100,000 subscribers.
like
Oh
for
god.
that, right? Do you feel like if you didn't do a lot of that like stuff that I'd brand as like maybe like naive, egotistical behavior, do you feel like
Mhm.
the next couple of months when you did get involved with some more serious situations, do you feel like it would have been maybe played out differently?
I think it
And like
would have.
yeah, like, and the only reason I bring this up is because I feel like if it wasn't for the big situations that happened in December and January, right, I definitely
Mhm.
feel like the next couple of months when you were involved in more serious stuff, right, I feel like there would have been a more like diverse case and a diverse like audience of people who like can make up their own mind rather than like sort of swarming, because I think that's what happened, right?
Right.
I feel like, and well, of course, like you said, we're not going to get into stuff and bits, but I feel like
Mhm.
this is important to mention, like when we're like talking about moving forward is the fact that like I definitely don't feel like there would have been such a harsh reaction to a lot of situations you've been involved in since if it wasn't for the stuff in December, because people already had like a preconceived notion of you and who you
Yeah,
were.
they're already. Yeah, I'm already like a bad guy in their mind, so of course they're
Yeah.
just not even gonna try to hear the full story or not even. Yeah, exactly.
So
Mm.
like
That's
people don't
true.
care about that full story, right? People like are thinking, well, this guy's like the guy that was flexing numbers, speaking shit about Veterami and stuff. Like he was doing this, he was doing that, he was involved with a
Yeah.
bunch of drama with people, and then there's this
Mm.
massive bombshell that's dropped. No one cares about like the actual like scenario and the details. People are more worried about, look, we've already seen like really weird, dodgy behavior and like bad like egotistical shit from this guy. Like let's just hop on it, right? And that's like I think
Exactly.
a lot of
Yeah.
people had that mindset. Some people didn't, right? Some people were like, I just don't agree with this. I don't agree with decisions on both sides. Whatever, calm. But I felt like there was a lot of people that just genuinely had this preconceived notion of you that you were like a bit of a dick, and went right. This is a great
Mhm.
time to sort of just jump on it now.
Yeah, for sure, bro. That's what I think it was a lot, and that's just my fault. And even within that situation, I handled it terribly as well. Like within that situation, I was just
Yeah.
because I was working with like Ace. He's a good friend of mine. If you guys watch and don't know, I was talking with Ace about everything. I uh, I was literally like, I started therapy again because of that. Like
Hmm.
Ace can attest to that. 'Cause I was on the track of
Yeah.
like, which the whole situation wasn't even really that serious, but I still took that, or we still took that as a sign that something has to be done, something has to be changed, right? So that's when I deleted all my social media, and then I saw people like, you need to delete all your social media. You still have Discord. Yeah, I have a Discord, which is this one. It's a secret Discord, not connected to anything. I choose to talk to my friends. Like I have nobody added
Yeah.
on here except for like Ace and just a few of my friends in real life, right? So I don't really have any social media. I started Instagram recently, but during
Hmm.
that time I didn't have any, right? So I
Well.
deleted all the social media, and then
Mhm.
I'm sorry, what were you gonna? You can go ahead if you want.
Well, I was just about to say, is it your plan to come back onto like Twitter and stuff and come back to these social media platforms that you previously left because of like certain situations and video that was dropped?
Right. I mean, I wanted to. What I want to do more than that is kind of just come back to the commentary community, and if
Hmm.
if that's possible, and with that, I think with that I think includes coming back to Twitter. Like I just
Yeah.
not necessarily want another chance, but just want to show that if I can just kind of be in the scene, I can just go 2 weeks without just turning the whole thing into a fucking hell spawn, right? That's kind of my goal here, because I was thinking like this is gonna sound cringe as fuck, but like let's say like I'm done with YouTube and I disappear or something happens, like I wouldn't want to leave like in this state. Like I wouldn't want to leave ZeroNeedsCoffee in this state with like so many like enemies and like so much just like shit in the closet. Like I would want to just have everything just like cleaned up, or that
Hmm.
like I wouldn't want to end it like that if things were to stop as far as YouTube. But yeah, what I was saying was I was on the track to do everything, and then like I think like what happened was pretty serious. But I think what like one reason really I don't really want to associate with clap seal at all is I feel like he did handle the situation pretty bad. That was supposed to be something that was between us. That was something that I was even working on. He kind of put in the video that he put like with an S as if there was like multiple people. He did a lot of shit. He put like in the video where like as if I wasn't doing anything to change it. He didn't mention anything about me like being in therapy. He didn't mention anything, right? And I just wish looking back, I wish I would have beat him to it and explained what happened because then I could kind of explain my side of the story, which
Yeah.
it's just another mistake on my part. But I unfortunately just didn't have the guts and didn't feel like it was the right decision. And then he went out and then put his own spin on things and handled it terribly. But I was working through that. Yeah, it was just terrible. And then throughout that entire time, I was doing worse as well because the girl was like, she's a fucking psycho, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. But
Yeah.
she would send me like because I had to block her, but I didn't have her blocked. I had her muted and deleted because I didn't want to block her because I was afraid that if I blocked her, she was gonna hurt herself because she told me that she was going to. So I had her on mute and I had deleted her contact, not her contact in Discord. You can delete a DM and close it. So that's why I did that, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna completely ignore this person, and later once they come down, I'm gonna block them. And then I just randomly am scrolling through my shit, deleting stuff, and I see her like contact there, and I'm like, I wonder if she sent me anything. I open it up, it's like just videos of her cutting herself, right? So I go to Ace and Clappy. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Blah 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 blah. I felt so fucking bad after that shit. Like, oh my god, I can't even explain. Like, that was when I was like, yo. Like I just kind of feel like I played a part in that. Like even if she is insane, like I don't know, it just sucks. But that was the major point where I was like, you know what, I'm out, I'm done. I'm gonna just work. Oh wait, my earbuds are fucking up. Wait, give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. Just gotta turn these off and on.
Oh. Yeah, that means he can't hear us, Sam.
Oh no.
Oh.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck. Oh, what's up?
Oh, but no, look, what you said, that there's quite a lot to digest, and I hope you don't mind if I just like break down some of the stuff you said and just go over it.
Yeah.
We'll start with like the last thing you said, and we'll like go backwards. So when it does come down to this kind of question, you did say that she's like a bit crazy, which me and Ace, I know we can both test you, right? Like we've both been in her DMs, if we like it or not, and there's definitely like psychotic behavior going on there.
Wow.
Some of the stuff that she sent me of self-harm and done and like
she did that
me
to you
about.
too?
Yeah.
So that's just a normal thing she just does then?
Well, yeah, because me
Wow.
and a couple of other people, after the whole situation, we were like doing some other bits, speaking to Chris. I believe that, don't worry. We're speaking to the girl in question, and there was a lot of stuff that was happening, and there was a lot of stuff that was going on, and yeah, there was a lot of stuff and really weird stuff going on behind there. And of course, I don't know if you know this, but as well, it did come out that this girl was the same girl that was doing some stuff in the commentary community like a couple of years prior to the shorts content creator, now Twitch streamer T, who's friends with Eshremi, and did a similar thing to him.
Wow, so she just goes around. So this is just something she just does for attention, or like?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, there was a lot of evidence.
Yeah, I guess I was just stupid enough to fall for it, essentially.
Yeah, well, like the thing is that she like tried to frame T as well for a lot of like of the stuff as well. So yeah, there's a lot of details and a lot of situation that definitely spun the situation, right? And I know that, like that's why I believe as well that it's possible for you to make a comeback and like be involved because of a lot of the details with like this girl. It made it so it was way more of a diverse conversation with like what was going on, and I had a direct involvement with speaking to this girl, speaking to T, speaking to like Ace as well, and like speaking to Clappy as well, and getting to know what was going on, like finding out more bits and like crank threads and stuff about it. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I felt like the whole conversation about it all became way more diverse because of the person that was dealing with it. But no, and just to like quickly reference your point about Clappy and about like how badly he handled it. Ironically, I was actually in a video called Zero Needs Coffee, the mishandling of Zero Needs Coffee. And I do believe that, again, Clappy mishandled that situation incredibly badly, like putting 16-year-olds in the title and stuff like that. Just really bad stuff, right? Like mishandling it incredibly badly. And I think as well, like I think both sides, right, had their own parts to play in how badly the situation was mishandled. And like again, like I know you said that like you don't really want to be in contact with someone like Clappy, but is there any like chance in the future on the cards that you'd ever speak to Clappy?
I'm honestly not sure. Because another thing with that video was like he didn't have permission from obviously me or even the girl to make that video. Neither of us even knew when that video was posted. It was just a complete surprise to everyone. Like I feel like he just kind of took that situation and just.
Actually, Chris did give me permission.
Oh, he did? Okay, well I'm just wrong. She told me that. Okay.
Chris gave me permission in a call, randomly forgot it, and then conveniently remembered it again. So it's just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I must have talked to her when she forgot. Oh, okay, because I remember she said something like that. Yeah, well, she's fucking good. You can't believe anything she says at all.
Well, yeah, exactly. Wow. Right. The thing that sort of came out was, and this was the narrative that I eventually started pushing. Because originally, when all this came out, right, I was very like apprehensive about covering it, speaking about it properly. Made a couple of tweets going like this is a really like messed up situation. People need to take their time to look at it. And of course, like I feel like there were several people in the wrong in that situation. Clappy for how he mishandled it. I feel like how like you dealt with the situation as a whole was like wrong, and like there was a couple of things that were like wrong and stuff. But nowhere near what like you were like being like accused of, right? And very like because I feel like by anyone looking at it, right, there's like clear things that were mishandled, clear things that you did wrong, clear things everyone did wrong in that situation. But I feel like to like label you with some stuff is just like wasn't the appropriate call for it. But I felt like because of how like messed up Chris was and what they did, posting this self-harm on Twitter, sending it to me, Mama Ashley, who's General Thick Boy.
Yeah, Ace told me about that. She put up a video of her like cutting herself on Twitter. So it's just something she did. I thought like that was just something because I didn't know that at the time when she sent me like all these videos of her cutting herself. Right, I didn't watch them, but you just know what it is, right? Like she sent me all these videos of her cutting herself when I went to like was deleting the DMs when I happened to check it. I thought that was like her way of like, I don't know, like trying to get back at me or show like this is what you did to me or something. I didn't know that was just something she just sent to everyone. So that fucked me up terribly, like for days. Like
once a day, she always gave me some sort of cut image, and it just.
Oh yeah, but
man, I didn't know this shit until now, bro. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I was so fucked up over that, bro. I was like actually in tears. That was just wow. I can't believe somebody would just do that and then send that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I feel like the situation as a whole, just to sum this bit up of the conversation, so we can move forward with it. I definitely feel like there was a clear mishandling there, right, on every single side, right, including the girl in question, which I know the name's already been made apparent, but I'm just going to keep referring to as the girl in question, right, definitely something like mentally wrong, and this isn't me like pushing anything on her, right? There's clearly something wrong, right? But when you're posting self-harm to Twitter, sending it to people, coming up with these crazy narratives as well, constantly going backwards and forwards between like what she thinks about you, Zero, as well.
Lying.
And lying and stuff. Like there's clearly definitely something wrong. The way Clappy portrayed it in the video made it seem like there was way more crimes and accusations being thrown, which I didn't like at all. I remember watching that live with General Thick Boy and a couple of other people, and it just did not feel like a very sincere video. It was just very definitely mishandled, and I remember speaking to Clappy about changing the thumbnail, which was like the 16-year-olds originally.
Oh, that was you got him to change that? Okay. Yeah, because that was out of control. That was literally just slander at that point.
Well, yeah, that was my major issue with the video. That's why I messaged Clappy and started speaking to Clappy was, look, I've got these issues with the video, the thumbnail and stuff, and like you changed it eventually.
That's good.
And then, of course, on your side, there was like some like clear issues, like clear mishandling.
Just being stupid. Yeah, just being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, basically, idiot, right? Like, and there are some labels that I just do not think are appropriate for the situation to be thrown your way, right? People can say that like you're weird or whatever. Like I get, But
Which
so
I
some of
was,
the
like
yeah, like, and I hope you don't mind me saying that, right? But I definitely feel like if people want to call you weird for it, fair enough, right? Because that's a subjective term. Like you can find anyone weird, you can find anything strange or whatever, right? But to throw some of the labels
yeah,
that were getting thrown your way, I felt like was a clear mishandling of the situation instead of just calling you a weirdo, right? Which is just so easy to
yeah,
do.
or just stupid, yeah, or just fucking
Yeah,
stupid. Yeah,
yeah, just
I
like
agree.
a stupid weirdo, right? And he messed up. Completely fine, completely acceptable. That's like your view, whatever. But no, I feel like just to end that off on that segment, I feel like there was a clear mishandling there.
Right. Okay.
And now, just like for the final like segment topic, because I know we spoke about how you're going to move forward with like your image and stuff, but content-wise and repairing a
Mm.
lot of like, stuff like that. Like, what's your goal moving forward? Like short-wise, long-form-wise, like where are you going with all that sort of stuff?
Oh man. Oh my god, dude. I dug, dude, I dug myself in a fucking hole. And I know there's
Mhm.
probably people watching this laughing right now. Like, you can laugh. I dug myself in a fucking hole. Dude, dude, I cannot make anything else except for shorts or it gets like no, it gets a laughable amount of views. Like 10K in a month. Like legit.
Yeah.
Grimsy pulls more on long form than me. Which like respect for Grimsy, that dude. He's like probably one of the only commentary YouTubers I still watch. But that dude pulls more long form views than me. Right? Like the shorts algorithm is so fucked. And it's like when I was growing, everybody told me they were like, man, you gotta balance it. Even you said that. You were like, you gotta remember Sam, you were like, you gotta balance it, man. You gotta
Mhm.
put up a long form, put up some shorts, put up a long form. I was like, nah, dude, because I was making so much money from the shorts fund. Oh, that's what it was. I was making
Mhm.
so much fucking money, and I'm like, yo, right, this is amazing. Like, and then I just kept making them. And the shorts fund went away. I make like half the money I used to. I had to get a job, and then after that, it's like, dude, do you know how lame it is to sit down every day and make like the same fucking video? Like that shit
Oh, no,
hurts
I got
your
that.
soul. Cause
Yeah.
like I hate the videos I make. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna just be transparent. I fucking hate my own videos. I don't like them. I don't watch my own videos. I fucking hate them. I don't. I don't show them to anyone. I just I just make them. I just make them to sustain what I build. And it's just sad. And it just I don't know. It just makes me upset when I look at my channel and I'm just like I haven't made anything I liked since I don't know since the fucking see my point. See my point. I haven't made anything I like
Yeah.
for a while. I just make these dumb Zong reaction shorts, and I ran that shit in the fucking ground so hard. And it would have been better if it would have been better if I wasn't such an idiot back then, because
Hmm.
or I could have been like making connections. I could have been making connections and shit. But I was too dumb to do that. So like right now, I fucked myself over so bad. Like I'm the role model of what not to do on YouTube. Like I have a million fucking dead ass goofy ass subs on my own island with no YouTuber friends. You know, like it's trash. So what I'm thinking of doing going forward, and I've tried to do this before, was I want to get to the point where I can at least just pull some decent views on long form and just make content that I like again, that other people like. That just isn't the same fucking Zong made the cringiest video ever. That's my goal. And like I don't give a fuck if I can just or just it doesn't even have to be commentary, just something that makes me happy that I can watch and be like, yo, that was funny. Something like that.
Yeah.
I haven't been at that point in so long.
100%, man. Like I get that. Like I got this point as well with shorts, right? And like I get what you're saying, right?
Mm,
With shorts, with my main channel, I sort of just like faded out with shorts. I didn't really want to do them anymore. I started doing longer form videos, and now I'm doing like longer
that's good.
documentaries and stuff, which I'm really happy with. But I moved
Yeah,
shorts over
good
to
for
my
you, man.
second channel. Yeah, thanks, man. And I'm moving shorts over to my second channel, and they're doing better than ever, right? On my second channel,
Mm,
and I balanced it, right? I did what I always wanted to do, which was balance it properly, right? So I've got a channel
right,
dedicated to short form content where it doesn't matter what goes on there because it's just a project that I want to do. It's just a project where I can upload anything I want to, and there's no guilt there with it, right? I can upload as many
right.
Zong shorts if I wanted to, and there's no issue because it's second channel stuff. And like it's that balance that I felt like you always needed, right? Was that like
Definitely.
there was never
That I
like a
never found.
concise thing. Yeah, and I feel like if you were to just go fully shorts, I wouldn't have an issue. I don't think a lot of people would, right? If you were becoming a proper shorts content creator fully, I think that's fine, right? Because shorts content creators are successful in their own right. They're not successful in long form, they're successful in shorts.
Mhm.
The exact same way TikTok is successful, right? Like, it doesn't translate
Right.
to like YouTube long form views. So that would have been fine, but I guess it's because you were trying to do both and the content was so vastly different at the time. You're making like game sort of stuff while doing
Like
like
God of War,
commentary
yeah.
style shorts. So it was almost like a divide. But it's good to hear that you've definitely got a plan for that, and you want to like start making like videos that you enjoy, longer form sort of stuff, and that you've got like a plan in place.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to start doing just more content that isn't like fucking Zong is cringe. Like, and I don't know
Mhm.
how I'm gonna post that shit and actually get it seen. It's just gonna I'm gonna have to talk to some people and get some advice and just work on it. But I want to
Yeah.
start doing like IRL content and some things like that, and just stuff. Maybe work on some projects with some other people, like how you're doing these big projects. That shit is amazing, by the way. We're just getting
Thank you.
like 4 or 5 people together to work on some big project, get some stuff going like that,
Exactly.
and just
No, 100%.
not just be like some loser that just makes shorts. Like, who does that? Like, I don't know. Even T, the guy you just talked about, I know who that is.
Mhm.
He Respect for him, bro. He was doing shorts. He got out of that shit, and doesn't he just like stream now?
Yeah, he does streaming. I speak to him quite a bit. He does streaming, and he's like doing a lot more with Vesh Remy again and doing bits. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope as fuck, dude. Like he has his streaming. Like, I gotta think of something that I could break out of shorts and do instead, even if it gets like substantially less views. Because I know for a fact that even though he's not getting as much views as he did on shorts, or he only probably doesn't have that many viewers on his streams, like he's probably happier. I would bet my life savings that that dude is like 10 times happier than he was.
Yeah, he is.
Which
Yeah,
that's what it's
like.
about at the end of the day. It's doing shit that you
Mhm.
enjoy.
No, 100%. Like, I had him on for TrashTalk only a couple of weeks ago, and I was speaking
Oh,
to him
okay.
about streams and stuff. And he's very much like way more happier with the sort of stuff he's doing. He's got an audience of people that are dedicated to his streams. He's pulling like a decent
Mhm.
amount of viewers for how many followers he's got on there, and he's just enjoying it way more. Uploading clips about it of his streams, like being involved with his community, and he's doing like daily and stuff. He's having a lot more fun, and in a very similar way of how I'm enjoying doing like projects and like working on my IDOPS project with like Internet Anarchist and other people, right? Like really
Right.
enjoying that sort of stuff and like
Yeah,
doing
Internet
these bigger
Anarchist is
projects.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, he's a really nice guy, and there's just some like good stuff that going on like with longer form. So yeah, you've definitely got to find something if it's podcasting, if it's longer form, if it's game sort of stuff, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I feel like you've
something.
definitely got to find a balance. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually.
No, 100%, man. And unless there's anything else that you want to bring up and talk about that you feel like's necessary, I'm pretty content with all the stuff we've sort of spoken about and the questions and the topics we've like covered.
Um, yeah, there was one more thing actually. So,
Hmm.
about so, dude, I was on Twitter for the first time in a long time yesterday. I made like a throwaway account, and me and Ace were like looking through everything, and it's like, bro, I don't know. I would just have a lot of wrongs to right. Not even in. It would be a Herculean task to fix this shit, right? And
Yeah.
it goes beyond the situation because there was so much shit before that. Like, we're going all the way back to Buster Live, like all the way back to that shit. I was a fucking dickhead. Like, there would be so many wrongs to just fix, but I don't know. I'm willing to do that. The only thing I'm afraid of, which I think is just something that is just unavoidable, is just I'm just afraid I won't even get a chance to just do what needs to be done to fix everything because I'll just get spammed with like the I heard you like little boys and girls nigga Goku meme,
Hmm.
and like getting spammed. It's like I just feel like I won't even have a chance, but I feel like it's worth a try. And if it gets too bad,
Hmm.
I just know that it's too far gone, and I just need to kind of keep it to myself instead. But
Yeah, and like I get that, and this is just the final statement I want to make. So just like connecting to that, there is a lot of
yeah,
stuff I feel like you have to make wrong, like make right for, right? So like the Buster stuff, even the Jaden stuff, right? Where like to the point where it was like the Jaden got doxed video, right? This is hilarious. That sort of stuff.
yeah.
I'm
Oh
just
my
looking at my
god, I
feed
did
that I've
so
made and
much
stuff.
dumb shit. Remember that?
That
Yo, yeah.
and the Rome stuff as well, because I know there was
The
like a
Rome
live stream
stuff
you
as
did and stuff.
well.
But that continued on. I feel like after you made your statement, that sort of got worse and worse and worse eventually. There was a lot of
Mm,
stuff where you got dragged in and your name was dragged through. Of course, the glaring
yeah.
like situation that people will always point to regardless. So I feel like there's a lot to cover. And if you do
Definitely.
a tweet like Twitter long, I feel like there'll be a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of stuff to apologize for, explain and stuff. And I'm hoping
Exactly.
that this episode of the podcast sort of explains for some of it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So no, 100%. And I really do appreciate you just coming on here and just like making almost like a very long statement, almost.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I want to thank you too, man, for giving me the platform to talk about this. I know everybody in commentary watches this, so just thanks. I was because when you told me about this, I'm like, I don't want to get on it. I'm like, I thought originally when Ace was like, yeah, I can get you on the Trash Talk podcast. I was like, bro, I'm gonna join this shit. It's gonna be like everybody. It's gonna be like Base Zaz and Malay and like all the trolls, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
get laughed at. But I really respect that and appreciate you actually gave me a chance to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Man, like I feel like it's important, regardless of the situation, to let someone have their say, right? Regardless
Yeah.
of what the situations they've been involved in, how bad, like whatever it is, right? I always feel like the person that's been accused or the person that's been really at the bad end of the stick deserves always to give their side of things, give a statement, and clear up things, especially if they want to make a return and they like want to apologize and make a redemption for themselves, right? But like it's always really
Yeah.
important to get that other side of things because I feel like we've heard a lot from Clappy, we've heard a lot from Buster, we've heard a lot from Rome, we've heard a lot from these other people, right, who have had like issues with you if they were right or wrong, whatever, right? But we haven't really heard anything proper from you unless it's like
Yeah,
the
I've just been
occasional tweet
silent.
or the occasional live. Yeah, like, and it's always like other people have made like a statement on your behalf. So
Right.
100%, like I get that, and I really appreciate you just coming on and being like almost brave enough, right, to come on and like address a lot of these like bigger issues.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And for everyone, if you have enjoyed today's episode of Trash Talk, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. But I've been your host, Samuel. I've been here with the co-host, Ace, and I will catch you in the next episode of Trash Talk.